good night. Hope you guys are doing well and of course keeping yourself safe. So tonight I'll be cooking something very special and that's very easy to do, especially if you are always on the rush and always on the go, and that is no other than a chicken teriyaki bowl. It has very little ingredients, so it's very easy to pick and choose from at the supermarket and bring it to your own home to prepare. So here are the ingredients, and hope that you guys enjoy this video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Hasta luego! For our first ingredient, we have the red cabbage. What I did with this vegetable is just to slice it into very thin slices. They're very crispy and fresh, so good add to our mix. And we have some carrots, of course. I shredded the carrots to give this fine texture with it. I also added some broccoli in the mix, sliced into thin miniature pieces. Good mixture as well into our bowl. And next up we have onions, which I diced, and after dicing it I also added together with it some garlic, minced garlic. So they're a great mix for our next ingredient, which is the chicken, right? Next up we have some sesame seeds, which I end up toasting. So I toasted them before adding it into our bowl. We also needed some butter because we will need to saute some of the veggies that we have in the mix. And of course we cannot forget our cooking ingredients such as the sesame oil. I did use vegetable hoisin sauce because I don't have a teriyaki sauce, and of course we will need some teriyaki sauce as well. So I began by sauteing the garlic, and also I did forget we do have edamame as part of this teriyaki ball experience, so I did saute that as well. And after sauteing them, I put them aside, and now I added some sesame oil into the frying pan, heating it up before I add on my garlic, sauteing it around until they're fairly just about golden brown, I would say. I did also add our onions into the mix to give that savory taste into it before we can add the chicken. So once they're up and ready to go, I then start putting on the chicken. Now chicken needs to be cooked properly because of course they can carry salmonella with them, so I want to make sure that they're fairly cooked. So when I do cook my chicken, I just check to make sure that they're slightly brown, not too burnt. I guess it's just that I'm afraid that I might end up having salmonella. But anyways, so while I'm doing this, I added some teriyaki sauce. Now usually you would add the actual teriyaki thick syrupy sauce as opposed to the marinade, but in this situation I did put the marinade. I added some pepper on top of that as well to give a bit of a kick. Now I love adding a lot of pepper, so if you notice in this video too, a little bit of salt just to add to the taste as well, so I gave it a couple of pinches of salt. I would say add salt to your liking, depends on how salty you want it to be. Now since I do not have any thick syrup like teriyaki sauce, I end up using hoisin sauce as a substitute, and it gives you that kind of sweetness that you're aspiring for from a teriyaki sauce. So I added that to our mix, and once all the ingredients have settled in, I then mix them all up to make sure that they get saturated inside the chicken, making that flavor very rich and savory how you want your teriyaki chicken to be. Now I ended up cooking the chicken until they're fairly golden in color, as what you can see in this video. Now to make sure that we take care of that excess oil that may be sitting on top of that chicken, I ended up taking them out and put them on a strainer and put them aside until all the excess oil gets strained before adding it to our bowl. Now onto the more exciting part of the preparation, and that is to basically set up our bowl. So I start off with sorting out the edamame. I try to be as artistic and creative as possible, but of course these edamames sometimes don't follow the rules, so I have to hunt them down and put them into a grate line. After that, then I added the shredded carrots. They're very soft and they have their own flavor, fairly sweet as well. Then I added the broccoli on the side. Now you notice I only have a few broccoli because I forgot to get more from the market. but of course you can definitely add more broccoli in the future. Then we added some of that red cabbage. I would say for future purposes, I would say to blanch the red cabbage before putting it in the bowl, or even probably sauteing it together with the edamame in the butter, just to soften it a little bit. They're fairly crispy, but if you're having some individuals who may have a hard time chewing things, it may need to be softened first before serving it. Now we add the chicken, and of course, given that this video is all about chicken teriyaki bowl, it becomes the centerpiece of this bowl itself, so we have to put it right in the middle of the mix. So while I continue adding the chicken into the mix, I just want to say that in terms of the edamame as well as the broccoli or any of the veggies per se, you really don't have to saute them in butter if you want to go really healthy. You can also, normally you can just steam the veggies, but for this instance I kind of like the taste of the veggies with the butter, so hence I used the butter on it. Now that the chicken is all ready to go, I then of course topped it off with some of the toasted sesame seeds that I had in the beginning. And if you do have, you know, that extra teriyaki sauce, you can also top it off on top just to give it that extra teriyaki taste into it, which I did in this video, which of course is the hoisin sauce that I supplemented with. Now if you just don't want to stick with teriyaki chicken flavor, you can also mix it up by adding a bit of jalapeno aioli on the side, just to have that extra savory explosion. You can also add toasted cashew nuts to make it crunchy when you do eat your bowl. And of course, you can top it off with a fried egg. You can't go wrong with that. And look at that, just very appetizing. And voila, here is our teriyaki chicken bowl, all set up and ready to go. There you have it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that video, and hope that you can try the chicken teriyaki bowl. It's very quick and easy to make. As you can see, I just mix it all up together, mix it up and put it in your belly, and it really is very tasty. And I do top it up usually with sriracha sauce, which is very hot and spicy, which I like my food to be, and it tastes even better. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Hasta luego.